Are you ready to plow fields together? Me too. Let's do it. We are picking up basically exactly where we left off from the last one. So if you have missed that for whatever reason, we'll definitely go check that out. We are using GPS at least here at the edge because the edge lines up just about perfect for us right down there at the bottom. It's a little bit more expanded than, well, any of the other stuff, for example. So you can see, like right here, it's cutting into the outside just a bit. If you want a nice straight line outside of a field, that is a great way to go about it. My intention here is to continue to go absolutely straight from here. Please get rid of that bush. I don't like that bush. It's still there, isn't it? Sure thing. So now all we have to do is not steer, and it should do a decent enough job just going straight. It might honestly go a little bit too far, but it is still green, so it is still holding a straight line. I don't know if you knew you could do this or not, but it's super beneficial if you're trying to have a straight line that continues after a certain part. Now, about there's where we're gonna have to call that, because I can't go any further with it. And then from here, we're gonna I guess, go out to this point. There's no reason not to, I reckon. So we'll try and get all the way out here to this point. Can we do it? I don't know, man. Let's see, slowly. Oh, slowly. There's that. Cool. We could probably go a little bit further, but I'm not gonna. And then we'll take this and try to cut a straight line coming the other way. Let's drop it down here, and then we're gonna just back up. Easy does it. There you go. All right, it's not perfect, but it will work. Then we pick up right here and go from there. This is not going to be straight in any stretch of the imagination. It is going to be kind of all over the place, but it's because I'm also expanding this field out even further. There's a bit of wasted space. Not wasted space. You know, it's so easy to say, like, oh, the field's not as big as it possibly could be, but it's not supposed to be. I love that I get to do this. And it's easier, right? It's so much easier to be able to do this when you've got a field that kind of follows the lines, but gives a little bit of wiggle room. It's super easy to be able to do that. Look at that swing. You know what? It's also a really big area on the other side of these. Do we do it? We do it. Ah, it's mine. Hello, tree. Be a shame if you disappeared. In the last one, we ended up having a bit of trouble. Not the map's fault. Game just does what it does sometimes. You know what? These trees are a little bit... Wow, this one needs to be cut for sure. Please. There it is. Got it. I think that's everything through there that we need to do. Through here could be done, but yeah, I think we're just going to leave it be the way that it is. And we'll jump in here. Oh, I need to buy that as well. I haven't done that. How much does this cost? 80 grand? Sure, why not? Gotcha. And then, still try to follow along the edge right here. Looking good, looking good. All right. So, this is pretty sweet. I dig this. Hopefully that you guys out there are getting some ideas. Nothing that I do is perfect. It never will be. And it's never meant to be. But I do enjoy having some fun and trying things. So this is definitely one of those things. One other thing I'm noticing is how well the GPS line is updating as I go about creating this field. That is very, very cool. Very, very cool. There we go. All done with that. And the great thing is too here, because I have now done that, we've updated this line. I could go back, hire the worker on that line right there, bring it to about here, drop it down, and it'll help me to straighten out the line down here on the end. Look at that. Boom. Straight line. GPS and creating fields is like a match made in heaven. Oh, I love it. Love it so much. Did get a little bit close there on the edge, but we're good. I am going to do the exact same thing here as well. Let's see. Let's put it about here so that it continues to go straight. set the GPS, and go. And that helps us make a nice straight line here. We'll also go up here to the top and see how close we get to these trees. The trees will be a bit of a problem when it comes to doing field work, but depending on how close the edge is and how close the GPS gets to said trees, that's going to say a lot. So I'm going to roll here. We're going to roll to the edge. Oh no! That's not the field. To be fair, this is a slightly easy fix. It's not super great, but it will work. Just go straight along through there. There we go. Now we need some grass. There we go. Like it never, ever happened. Drop down. There we go. And now we could do this properly. Nice. All right. So yeah, it doesn't look like the trees are too close. This is going to be for regular crops anyway, not for grass, so we don't have to worry about that. The default field does give us a little bit of a side bit here. Not too bad. There we go. Hire that there. And go straight. And this should take us across. Oh boy. That is going to be a difficult problem to have with all those trees right there. I think the trees along through here are going to have to be deleted. This one seems to be a-okay. These are going to have to go. I'll turn on my flashlight. It got really dark all of a sudden. That was weird. So now in order to hold this, we need our green line there. Go forward, hit the green line. And then I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Here we go. Maybe not 1 mile an hour, but something a little slower could work. As long as we stay in line with that green line and it stays activated, whatever trajectory that line was will keep us on it. It's weird, we're not even in the field technically anymore, and it still thinks our GPS is holding. So this is, and again, a really nice, easy way to kind of cheat the system a bit. And then that brings us down here. All we got to do is just go straight, nice and easy, and then we'll line this up as a perfect square. Bam! Right there. Sweet. This is basically one set of 3 fields that we are going to be putting together today. We've got these 2 fields, which look great together. We're going to have these 2 here. This one currently is going to stay by itself. We'll see in the future. So I need to chunk that up, and we need to chunk this down here. And then these 2 fields here will also be done up together, and we will be lining our plow up down here, going straight across to the bottom there. And then down here at the bottom, this will also probably be extended and go straight across there. So we'll be ended up with 3 very nice big size fields and 1 for hay. There we go. All right, that is one singular field, and there's how it looks shown up there. Awesome. This next one's going to determine a lot about the secondary field, field 7. We are going to line up best we can over here and go straight across. So then, set it, drop it down. Oh, better activate that. Go nice and slow, get near the end, keep the GPS activated, do not deactivate, go straight across, there we go, yeah, this is working. All we need to do is get far enough over, less than the width of the plow, because we're gonna come back through from the field above us, go straight down and fill in the blanks. This is working. All right, we'll get to about the pathway here. There we go. That'll do. That sets our top edge. And then we could come over here. Spin that around. There we go. Set that there. And bring this down. Don't deactivate. Don't deactivate. Keep going. Keep going. Get a square. Nice little square. Come on, DJ. Get the square. Get the square. Got it. Found the square. Okay. Line this back up. Drop it down. There we go. And we'll just kind of double check to make sure this edge of the field is nice and straight. And we'll get it kind of down to the end of the field because I don't quite know exactly where the other field's going to come from. Honestly, it's down pretty good, but it's not far enough, if that makes any sense. There's an easy way to get around this, though. I will say that. So what we need to do is we'll go here, into our steering assist. So currently it's set to 9 meters. We could set this down to like 3 meters, something like that. That could work. And so now our line is going to be on the 3 meter mark, but as long as our plow is turned on, let's say should be around here-ish. There it is, yeah. So as long as that's there, that's the line our tractor's going to follow. It doesn't matter what's behind us. We could drop this down and make a perfectly straight line down here at the bottom and extend it out without getting to the edge. I love GPS so much. It makes things so much easier. And I am just going to continue on and keep going across, just like so. You see that line is still activated back there, so we're still on a straight on trajectory. This is good. This is good. That is so easy. I love this. Getting near the edge again, not all the way, just into that section there. That'll do. And now, hopefully, this will think it's part of the field, and the GPS line will activate there. There it is, and we can expand it even more. It's a nice, easy way to make the field bigger. All the way down to the bottom, right down here. I know it shows that it's into the road, but we obviously are not. Taking it easy, we're going to come straight across, and then we'll line this up, fill in the blanks here, and that'll be that. Oh yeah, and we still need to run a pass on the other side too. Also, we'll say this, this is a 9 meter plow. I didn't choose 3 meters just for no reason. This allows me to sit directly right in the middle of where it thinks the line is. 3 meters in the middle, 3 on one side, 3 overlap over here on the left-hand side. So that was one of the reasons I chose 3 meters here as well. Again, 9 meter plow. It's a section of 3, boom, straight down the middle. I didn't know if it would pay off, to be fair, but it seems to have worked great. I'm really happy that it did. All right, so here, now we can kind of go out of our way just a bit. We didn't do a great job, huh? Not totally. Ugh, that did not look good. Nothing a little paint can't fix, and you can't even tell now. Wha-bam! All right, cool. Now we can reset this over to 9 meters. Awesome. And it'll line it up for us. Sweet. Cool. Last little pass right here on field number 2. We're going to rock on this long side here. Just kind of square it all off. Right down to here. Again, we'll take it easy. Real slow. And boom. Got it. That is another field down. We have increased the size dramatically. Now we got 2 more to go. Just to see what we're working with here and to honestly take it easy a little bit, I am just going to slowly do an outside pass of the fields that overlap the most, and then we will go from there. Alrighty, we've kind of brought it together a little bit, but there is a lot to expand on from here. The idea is to have this one very similar to the last, where it's one big square field. Boring, yes, but also super easy to run with GPS and workers. Now we are just expanding this so that everything stays in a nice, perfect straight line. I've set it up to a 2 meter worker width this time instead of a 3. It's really not a big difference between the two. The only difference is going to be that this way, it allows me to expand the field a little bit faster. Good news! We have expanded this field quite a bit, and we're getting down. We're on the last pass at the very top, and then we just kind of got to straighten everything up down here on the edge. If we get to about here-ish. Yeah, that here-ish. That's the one. And then we'll just kind of line it up at the very bottom, right about there. I feel like I've done a bad job of this. We'll deal with it. Straight down through, and then kind of curve and angle it in a little bit. Let's not make it as bad as the last field. And about there. Yeah, not bad. That's pretty good. I've been going back and forth between like 1.5 and 2 meters, somewhere around there. Just kind of expanding the field out, taking my time. I'm not in a rush. I'm in zero hurry to make this. I just want to do it right. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of enjoying doing it this way. It's a little bit different. I've never increased the size of a field like this before. And I've also learned something new. GPS works backwards as well. So if you're like here, you go backwards, it deactivates. But if you reactivate it, it stays activated as you drive backwards. And that has allowed me to do that. And then you just reactivate GPS again going forwards. I didn't know GPS worked backwards. Why has nobody ever told me this? Getting near the bottom. I think this is the last little bit of it right here, and then that'll be 1, 2, 3 fields done. There is another one, but it's quite small, to be fair. Nice, easy. One more little bit. Push. Yeah, alrighty. So there it is. That's the size of that field. You can see the 2 fields that were there. To be fair, they were a little bit larger than that, but still, all of that. Now we're going to do the same thing with 83. However, this one's a bit different because there's not a whole lot that's going to change with it. To be fair, it ain't really going to be changing that much. Really, this one's just going to be expanded, and we'll just kind of make the bottom a little bit bigger and increase the distance between it and the bottom. And I said the same thing twice. What are we doing? Making it bigger! Yeah! It's too early. Okay, good news. I think it's done. I think it's done. We can go into the AI and get rid of all of these lines here. So there we go. That is how I've expanded this field. And then, of course, we showed how we expanded the other 2 grass fields that were there. This is one of our grain fields, and then here's the other grain field. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby indeed. So now with all of that, we have a lot more work to do. We are gonna have to put some grass in 2 of these fields at the very least. I don't think I think lime's turned off, so that's good. And we will do everything that we need to do in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.